Remember, if the pain's too much...
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
You know, Thistleum kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me, and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bonds with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Xion comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Xion, then we defeat Volron and liberate Dana. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
Then it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pelegion. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Thistleum from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point. Let's stop by the inn and plan our next move from there.
You're saying we should check the Owl Forest? You're saying we should check the Owl Forest?
Man, this place is thick with foliage.
I know. It feels like we're going to be swallowed up by all these plants if we stay in here.
Indeed. I much prefer the forests in Menancia myself.
Not that I don't agree, but maybe now's not the best time for Elda Menancia Pride.
I find the sounds of the night to be rather comforting.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little?
You're still awake?
I've always been something of a night owl. Ever since back when I was someone's property. Turning in for the night only made the next day come quicker. I wasn't in any great rush.
Sorry.
What about yourself? Care to share something from before I knew you? You were part of a mage clan, right? Must have been handy being able to rely on magic for everything.
Hardly. In fact, not at all. Magic's not so special when you're not allowed to use it. Always scared of who might be watching?
Right. Sorry about that. I guess I've read too many fairy tales.
We were still made to study it every day. It doesn't make any sense if you think about it, studying the very thing you're being persecuted for. But that's what we did, just like our parents and their parents before them. Honestly, I don't even know how far back it goes.
If memory serves, mages have been the stuff of legend for ages. Even as far back as 3 centuries ago, they were myths. Your people were persecuted even before the Renans got here.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the less it makes sense, though. I mean, it was astral arts that let the Renans dominate Dana, right? Why didn't mages end up being the rulers of Dana, then?
Maybe they tried, but they just didn't have the numbers. Or maybe domination just wasn't something they were interested in. Have you ever considered it might have been something like that?
I guess I haven't.
I wonder why magic alone attracted the attention it did. Swords can be just as lethal in the right hands. Why not ban them?
My best guess? Swordsmanship can be learned by anyone. Magic's more of an exclusive club.
So, you either have the gift or you don't. When something's not easily obtainable, it's hard to comprehend. People are scared of what they don't understand. And fear leads to persecution. So the problem's not magic. It could just as easily have been anything.
Yeah. Hootle, let me know if you sense anything.
Dohalim, I'm going to look into some seasonal fishing spots.
By all means.
Leave the preparations to me as well. I'll bring the rods. Would you prefer your fish served grilled or raw?
I'll trust your judgment, Kisara.
Ho 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 ho! Ho ho ho!
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
What's up?
Once we get to the mountain, the terrain won't be easy. We should rest up here before pressing on.
But what about Shion? She's waiting for us.
All the more reason to conserve our energy.
Huh?
It's not only the mountain. Hard though that may be, it's a pittance compared to what follows. Namely Volron. We wear ourselves out now, or worse still, get injured. We might as well show up gift-wrapped. Right, Kisara?
That's right. Besides, Alphen still hasn't fully recuperated yet.
I'm fine. Don't stop on my account.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, it's me who wants to take a rest for a while. Does that suit you better?
A little bit. Feels like I'm melting.
Calaglia was pretty hot, but at least the air there was dry. Out here, it feels like I'm trying to walk through thick soup.
I can hardly breathe, it's so stuffy. And don't get me started on the insects. You hanging in there, Hootle?
It's brutal, all right. I can feel my energy being drained away just by walking. All this vegetation makes it hard to keep an eye out. Keep your wits about you, everyone. And watch you don't keel over while you're at it.
What's needed at times like these is a relaxing hot spring. That would soon help us adjust.
And where do you expect us to find one of those?
What about you, Alphen? All that gear, and you hardly seem to be breaking a sweat.
Yeah. I guess when you've lived a life devoid of pain for as long as I have, even feeling hot and bothered could be a welcome change.
Well, lucky you, I guess. Just don't expect us to carry you when you pass out.
By the way, how is Mahavar doing? Wait. Don't tell me we still haven't found him.
It's not like we haven't been looking. I've covered the whole length and breadth of the coast, but
All of the other crew members are accounted for, including us. But we weren't able to find Mahavar. He's still missing.
I see.
Perhaps he couldn't bring himself to abandon the ship.
You mean at the bottom of the ocean? Damn it.
We don't know that it sank. We all washed up on the same shore. If the ship went down, isn't it strange we haven't come across a single piece of debris?
Do you think he might still be alive somewhere out there?
I think stranger things have happened. Whether he's alive or otherwise, we've exhausted all the avenues available to us. All we can do now is press on ahead.
Fine. Let's get going. Thistleum was founded by Danans fleeing the tyranny of Renan lords, right? But when you first came, they must have known Dohalim was Renan. So why do you think they let us in?
they almost didn't. But it wasn't just Dohalim they were wary of. They didn't trust any of us.
Even the weird Danans just like them?
When you live life in constant fear of being pursued, it's only a matter of time before all outsiders start to seem a potential threat.
I suppose that makes sense. So how did you convince them to trust us?
You saw how destitute the village was. They needed food, badly. We hunted some Zeugles for them. That seemed to do the trick.
Of course, a little magic-assisted roast didn't hurt things.
Never underestimate a full stomach's ability to put a person at ease. It turns out a hearty meal can be a powerful weapon.
So, Alphen, 300 years, huh? Care to share the secret to such a long and healthy life?
I wish I knew. Once I left Lenegis, the next thing I remember is waking up in Calaglia. Everything in between is a blank.
You mean there are still gaps in your memory?
I've heard of starships with devices that can stave off imminent death by putting their passenger into a deep sleep. They're usually only intended as a temporary solution, until proper treatment for an ailment or injury can be obtained.
You think he might have been asleep in that starship for 300 years? But why? What would be the point?
Might this Naori have had a hand in it?
What do you mean?
If she's Renan like you say she is, she would have understood how to operate the starship better than yourself.
You're saying she deliberately put me to sleep for 300 years?
Dohalim, that's a bit of a leap.
Forgive me, I spoke out of turn. I'm merely thinking aloud, that's all. Shion and the maiden Naori. After 300 years, it's not unreasonable to suspect they may be related. Shion is nearly the perfect image of her, yes? She also just so happens to be connected to you. Is it merely a coincidence?
Like I've told you 1,000,000 times already, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're absolutely certain that it couldn't have been Naori, then I guess I must have been mistaken. Complicated machinery can sometimes break down or have failures. Sorry for being presumptuous.
Hold on a sec. Alphen, you said the mask was to placate you, right? To keep your guilt and rage in check? And you were wearing it the whole time you were asleep, right?
I guess I must have been.
So that's 300 years you were wearing it. It's just a hunch, but do you think that the mask might be...
The reason he lost all his memories?
All but a select few strong ones, so deeply ingrained in his psyche that he saw them in the form of dreams. It's not completely out of the question.
In which case, maybe it was the mask numbing his sense of pain, too.
It's certainly possible. As for how, I wouldn't know, but the dampening effect on his psyche could have manifested itself physically as well.
I'm sorry for snapping at you back there. It's thanks to you that I feel like that we're finally getting somewhere with all this.
No apologies necessary. Reading others' feelings has never been my strong suit.
So he finally admits it.
I really hope Shion's okay.
I get why you're concerned. But if you don't rest when you can, you're going to regret it.
She's right. We need our rest to conserve our strength.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, you two.
No problem. We'll save Xion. I know we will. Alone. I'm all alone.
Let's go. We don't want to keep Xion waiting.
I always hear you muttering to yourself whenever we're in battle. So, just what are you saying?
Why do you want to know? Does it bother you or something?
Not really. It's just the way you talk is sometimes kind of creepy. So I was wondering if you vent your frustration through your magic. Are you yelling, "You stupid jerk," or something like that to pump yourself up?
What? No, that's not what's happening during my incantations. I'm just focused, so I match my tone to fit the mood of whatever I'm trying to invoke.
Invoke?
How do I put it? Basically, the elemental astral energy behind each art, I guess.
Astral energy? Hold on, are you saying you can talk to astral energy?
Not exactly. But if I put emotion into what I say, it's easier for me to properly cast my arts. That makes sense?
Kind of. Okay, so if you can talk to astral energy, then you can ask it to, like, predict the weather or find secret treasure?
Wait, you don't really think that, do you?
Or you can ask it to send down lightning to where there's bad guys lurking and...
May lightning condemn those who bear foes! Thunderblade!
Ah, what are you doing? You almost fried me with that!
I just asked the astral energy to send down lightning where there were annoying boys.
I don't know what to do. Things can't go on like this.
What do you mean?
Ah! Oh, it's you, Rinwell.
You were talking about me, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I've just been thinking about some things.
Really? How unusual.
Cut it out. I'm being serious here.
Sorry.
I was thinking about... You know how I used to work for Ganabelt back when I was in Cyslodia?
Yeah, of course. You were brought in after the Snake Eyes killed your friends, right? I mean, you had to.
Right. I used to have nightmares about it when I fell asleep. But lately that's been happening a lot less. I don't know how to feel about that.
That's a good thing, isn't it? You should be happy.
Yeah, but... I did a lot of terrible things back then. And I'm scared I'm starting to forget what I did.
Okay, so let me just get all of this straight. You think you'll forget everything if you stop having those nightmares? Why?
Because... you know me. I'm freaking stupid.
But it sure doesn't sound to me like you've forgotten.
Oh, yeah. But still.
I don't think those nightmares going away means you've forgotten. Maybe it's a sign that you've come to terms with what you did.
Come to terms? You mean like Alphen with his past? You think that's what's happening?
Yeah, I do. You're pretty amazing, Law.
I am?
Yeah. Not all of us have figured out how to accept our pasts. Least of all, me.
Rinwell.
Something's on your mind. You having second thoughts about rescuing Xion?
Of course not! Xion's our friend! Almeidrea was the one I hated. For as long as I can remember, she served as a symbol to me of everything Renin. But ever since getting to know Xion, I realized it doesn't make sense to group people together like that. Every individual is different.
I see.
Besides, the situation with Almeidrea was something else entirely. I'd already decided I wasn't going to kill her, but when I saw her die right in front of me, a part of me thought it served her right, that she'd gotten what she deserved. But another part regretted that someone else had come along and killed her instead. Don't get me wrong. If I had the chance again, I still wouldn't kill her. But it's not like I'll be shedding any tears now that she's gone. It's all so confusing. I don't know how to make sense of any of it.
Who said it had to make sense?
Huh?
Rinwell, you've done nothing wrong. You've started to question the beliefs you've held all your life. It's only natural for you to feel disoriented. You didn't give in to the hatred you felt for Almeidrea. You made a choice not to kill her. And that's significant, whether you realize it or not. As for what it means exactly, that might be worth taking some time to figure out on your own.
Some time.
Or don't, if you don't want to. It's just an idea. I'm still searching too, remember?
No, I think you're right. It can't hurt to keep searching after all. And hey, thanks, Kisara. That's what we're going to climb?
The villagers managed it on their escape from the city. We're going in the opposite direction, but where there's a will...
There's always a way, right? And it looks like we're out of options. Let's grit our teeth and go. Is it just me, or does Rinwell suddenly seem much more comfortable around Dohalim than she used to?
I noticed that too. When the two of them came and found me together back on the beach, I could hardly believe my eyes.
It's not like we had a choice or anything. Law and Kisara had to hang back to convince the villagers we meant them no harm. More than that, though, there are a lot of things I've still got to come to terms with regarding Almeidrea. But I guess I'm through making snap judgments based on someone's origin. At least, I'm trying to be. I guess you could say it's a work in progress.
I see. You hear that, Law? Sounds like all that hard effort wasn't for nothing.
Yeah.
That's got to be reassuring to hear. Right, Dohalim?
Not being subjected to unwarranted suspicion is certainly welcome.
Yeah, that long-winded way you have of talking, though? Not so much a fan of that.
I think that's more of a personality thing than a Renin trait.
Really? In that case, I won't have to feel guilty getting annoyed by it. What is this place?
Careful, we've got company!
Doesn't look like we're getting past without a fight.
Watch your feet! Fall from here and it's curtains.
We're just trying to get past! Get out of our way!
Save your breath! All that thing sees is a talking meal!
Then let's show it how wrong it is! Is it trying to stop us?
In a bind?
Not in
Aim
your
for the weak
dreams!
spot!
Raging cascade!
Ready and rare! I can carve through armor!
Lightning condemns! Thunderblade! Arts require
Try
complete
harder!
focus.
First strike!
Lightning orb! Raging cascade!
Can you take
Ready?
it?
No!
My fight
Sleep
is
now.
You'll pay for that!
Let's get you all tucked away.
light. He who prepares is free from regret.
Shining supernova!
Ready?
Whoa! One at a time! Dance in the... Air thrust! Its wings are lighting up!
It's getting ready to attack!
Dance in the
Why
Such
thank you, your
tremendous
lordship.
power. And will you lay down your life for your own?
Keep charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Good! I'll leave it to you!
Ready?
In a bind?
Raining slash!
Lightning orb!
Blew away!
Dance in the wind!
Oh, it's
Raining slash!
in the court.
I'll be fading.
Anything in
Blew away.
armor is all
Lightning
mine.
condemned!
It's
Resonate with the earth!
Eat dirt!
Thunderblade! I can do this all day!
Oh, it's you.
I'm ready! Away. Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Elusive
Light
deity.
Hurricane!
Tornado drive.
Raining slash!
Elusive deity.
Blew away!
Light
Raining slash!
Resonate with the earth!
I'm on it. Stalagmite.
Air thrust!
Benediction right.
Dance in the wind!
It was nice while it lasted. I'm ready.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Talon hurricane.
Blew away! Raining slash!
Lightning orb!
Elusive deity.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Photon thrust!
Blew away!
Eat this!
Raining
Not in your
slash!
dreams!
Talon hurricane.
Take
Blew
Dance
away!
in the
Can't
wind!
get out of this!
Air thrust! Dance in the wind!
Anything
Air
in armor
thrust!
is all mine.
Photon thrust!
I'm on it. I can carve through armor.
You picked the wrong fight!
Big blast.
In here!
Raining
Thank
slash! Blew away!
Get on there with the others!
Blew away!
This one is almost in the bag!
Not done yet. Just falling back.
Then it's time for you to do what you do best!
Blew away!
Now I'm in the court.
Try harder!
Shield!
Whoa,
Let's
Raining
blow us
slash!
away!
It's finished.
Let's do it!
Raining slash!
Hurricane.
Thunderblade! Now
Blew away!
First strike.
Raining slash!
Elusive deity.
Raising
Blew
that
away!
thing!
Blow away.
Sleep now!
I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
With fauna like that, I'm impressed so many people from Thistle made it through here alive.
Who's to say there weren't a whole lot more of them who didn't?
Well, at any rate, it should be a safer climb now that we've cleared the way a bit, right?
No. So long as people feel the need to face terrain this perilous, I'd say true safety's some way off.
You mean defeating Volron and putting an end to the crown contest, right? I guess that would be the best solution here, huh?
We've wasted enough time here already. Let's get going. Xion needs us.
How are we still not there yet? It feels like we've been climbing this mountain forever.
It helps if you try not to look up or down. All you need is silent determination. Talking too much will only waste energy and burn you out.
I'm too tired to look up or down, even if I wanted to.
Take care you don't fall, at least. Unless you want to make a Zoogel's day, that is.
Zoogles? Why would they care if I fell or not?
How would you feel if a 3-course meal fell right out of the sky at your feet?
Zoogle Chow.
Law? Best not to listen to him if you can help it. You'll only be encouraging him if you do.
Tell me that before I listen next time.
Still, Tohalim has a point. One wrong step and it's curtains.
Wouldn't it be great if we could all fly like Hootle? I bet even the refugees who didn't make it would have made it to Thistleum that way.
Until we magically sprout wings. Let's just watch where we're stepping instead, okay? Come on. Xion's waiting for us. We're so high up.
Hey! Are you insane? What the hell were you thinking? I thought we were gonna die!
One simply needs to be bold and act with conviction in times such as these.
Did you know it was gonna be safe before you jumped? Because I sure didn't.
More or less. I figured there would likely be a basin here akin to most such waterfalls.
Don't just make people jump off cliffs on a hunch!
Are we ever gonna finish climbing this ladder?
We're climbing a considerable height. It's only natural that it will take some time.
That's not the problem here.
We are getting closer to the top, aren't we?
You've just got to keep your spirits up, Rinwell. Positive thinking is everything.
We finally reached the top.
My limbs feel like they're about to fall off.
Already? You kids need to train more.
She's right. We don't have time to catch our breath.
Someone's got a lot of pep in his step.
We did it. We've reached the top of the mountain.
About damn time. My knees are singing symphonies over here.
Look, there it is.
That's it. That's Pelegion, the seat of Volron's power.
So that's where Shion's being held?
Most likely.
Most likely.
That is what I said, yes.
Pelegion's still our best lead. So that's where we go, right?
Any advice before we head in there?
No.
No?
In the ancient tongue, Ganath Haros means Fortress of Naugth, though I fail to see what insight that nugget of trivia holds.
I guess I just thought you might have something we could use.
Since Volron became Lord, the only thing this realm has been known for is its shroud of secrecy. It is Volron's stronghold. All else is incidental. Just keep in mind that you can't be too careful inside.
Speaking of which, just how are all of us planning to get inside exactly?
It's not like there are any secret passages.
We've come this far. If there's no other way in, I guess we'll just have to use the front gate. Volron told us to come find him, which means he's expecting us. Let's do this the old-fashioned way.
Land of water or no, this place has a most curious atmosphere.
I'd be taking a dip in it if the circumstances were better.
Sorry, but we have to push through for now. Shion is waiting.
Yeah, I hear ya. A soak can wait.
I sure hope nothing bad's happened to Shion.
Keep those thoughts to yourself, Rinwell. Everyone's anxious enough as it is.
Sorry, it's just... I can't seem to stop thinking about it. What do you think it is that Volron wanted with her anyway?
Going by what he said back on Almadria's ship, it would appear his primary target is Alphen. Though, it's likely he hasn't forgotten the blow he sustained at Shion's hand either. That might even be what ignited his interest.
Yeah, did you see the way he reacted? It was like he was enjoying every moment. Even his pain at Shion's thorns. Oh, that guy's just creepy.
Let's just hope he's keeping his perverted tendencies in check.
What? Law? Don't say things like that!
It's not like we weren't all thinking it.
That's still no reason to...
All right, you two. Now that's enough already. Alphen shouldn't have to grit his teeth while he listens to you.
Oh.
Sorry.
I swear I've seen that castle somewhere before. You're right. I remember seeing it from the cliffs in Calaglia, across the sea.
You mean Volron's castle?
Yeah, that must have been it.
Geographically, it would make sense. It's most certainly large enough to be seen from afar.
Back then, I had Shion and Zephyr with me.
Well, we haven't lost Shion. We can still get her back, you know.
That's right. I won't let Volron take her away from us. Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as Lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way.
Man, I'm famished.
Sleeping on the ground beneath the heavens like this? Why, it's hard to complain.
Good night, everyone.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
We're almost there, guys. Don't let your guard down.
I'm excited just thinking about us barging through the front gate.
Halt! Are you Alfin and his companions?
Why would you think that?
You are the only one scheduled to arrive, and there are no unscheduled arrivals in Ganath Haros. So I'll ask again, are you Alfin and his companions?
We are.
Then pass. Lord Volron is expecting you at Castle Delpharis.
Well, suppose it's rather nice of them to roll out the red carpet for us.
So we're supposed to meet him in there? What do we do now?
Let's see how things look around the city first. Then we'll make our way to the castle.
Not a slave in sight. Where is everyone? There aren't even any soldiers.
Something feels off. I don't like it.
Like the fact that the enemy could ambush us at any moment? Yeah, not crazy about that either.
No, not that. Something else.
That must be Volron's castle up ahead. I suppose we just walk right up to it then?
That's what the guard from before said. Now, if we only knew where they were keeping Shion, we could try to...
That's it! That weird feeling. It's not just that the city is empty. It feels like no one lives here at all.
Now that you mention it, it does feel strangely... artificial. Think maybe it's a district just for the Renans alone?
With all this open space, seems unlikely. What's going on? What was that about? They were Danans, right?
That wasn't normal. Wait, you don't think it could have been the fruit of Helgen, do you?
No, they seem too docile. What about astral energy? Could you sense any coming from them?
No, and I'm pretty sure I could tell if it was. If not that, though, then what?
Speaking of which, it didn't look like there was anyone guarding them either.
They were headed for the castle. I have a bad feeling about those boats.
I get what you mean. It didn't feel like those folks are just community work.
The waterway they're floating on appears to lead to Del Farra's castle. If we follow it, we may learn more about what's taking place here.
Man, this place gives me the creeps.
Law, your legs are shaking.
What? Liar?
Just kidding.
You... So, any ideas what the deal was with that boatload of weirdos?
Your guess is as good as mine. They looked like Danon slaves, but beyond that...
This city is grander and more beautiful than any other we've been to, yet...
I know what you mean. From the architecture right down to the people, something feels off somehow.
I've long maintained one can glean a lot about a ruler from their city. Considering how unsettling this place is, I'd say I wasn't far off the mark. Despite its surface layer of majesty, walking around inside, it feels more like a hollowed-out ruin.
I say we follow after that boat. If we're lucky, it might be in the mood to give us some answers. I've seen ghost towns that were more alive than this city. Where the hell did all the Danans and Renans go? Shion.
No good. It's a dead end.
I don't relish our chances climbing. Or breaking through, for that matter.
And yet this seems to be the only way inside. Take a look around. There must be a switch or something to...
What? What is it this time?
Look! Over there!
Alphen!
Astral energy? But then... that means...
Snap out of it! Can't you see what's happening? You're being deceived! Please stop! You'll die!
Damn it!
Bull Run is killing you! You need to run! Please, get off the boat!
What just happened?
We're being summoned.
Summoned? By that murdering monster?
It's all a demonstration designed to provoke. To prove to us, no, to Alphen, just what he's capable of.
Kidnapping Shion. Killing all those people. If it's just me he's after, then why hurt them? Why do all this just to get at me? You hear me, Volron? Answer me!
Alphen, this is not your fault. Don't give this to him.
I know. And I won't. My hands are stained with blood. But even so, if we're going to stop that bastard, then I need to keep going. Let's move.
Damn it.
How awful. All of those people in the boats. Do you think they had any idea what was going to happen to them?
They did a damn good job of concealing it if they did. You ask me, the only thing on their mind was following orders.
And I bet I can guess who from. Volron.
The only thing they knew was mindless oppression right to the very end. What kind of purpose is that? Living only to die at your master's whim?
Being a slave means having your whole life stolen from you. In the worst cases, quite literally. That bastard will get what's coming to him. I'll see to it he does.
Is this what I think it is? Those people, they were all...
He's sick. Sick and deranged.
Remember this well. This is the true face of who we're up against.
Still, if it's not fruits of Helgen he's using, then how do you think Volron goes about controlling all of them?
They didn't look like they'd been threatened, but they didn't look like they understood anything either.
It could be something else, like a potion perhaps. But frankly, I doubt it.
But that would mean they're following Volron out of choice? But why?
Nothing bolsters a despot's authority more than loyalty. Loyalty is advantageous for any ruler. For Volron, it means acolytes willing to give their lives for him. As for whether they did it willingly or not, I'd say they're merely puppets dancing to their master's tune.
But to the point where they'd give up their own life force? Is that even possible?
You just saw it for yourself. And think back to when I was your lord. If I'd asked you to sacrifice yourself for some cause, would you have?
Dohalim.
My apologies. My words got away from me again.
No, you're absolutely right. The only difference being that you never demanded such a thing. You wouldn't.
All lords are masters in the art of manipulating their subjects' hearts, whether they use fear, torture, or various other methods. The outcome is the same.
Fear.
No wonder there's no remaining signs of a resistance force in this place. Xion!
Wait! Something's not right.
Everyone. They're gone. And I'm all alone. It's dark. Please help me.
Xion,
It's so dark. Everyone.
we came to save you. It's okay now.
And I'm all alone. It's dark. Please help me. No.
Xion.
Lies.
Thorns! This situation just got prickly!
There is immense dark astral energy here. Far too potent to be the work of a single individual. It's possible Volron's manipulating her. We cannot tell from this far away. We'll need to be much closer.
Only to do that, first we need to get rid of the thorns. So we fight fire with fire! Unless you have a better idea.
Big blast! Roll away!
Alone. I'm all alone.
Xion!
I can't die. but I also can't live.
Sion! Sion! We're coming for you! Won't let you down this time. This pain I feel. It's nothing compared to what you're going through. I won't let you go again. I can take whatever you give me. So please, open your eyes. Sion!
I'll take you.
Blow away!
Blow away!
Raining slash!
Talent hurricane!
Raining slash!
Elusive deity!
Blow away! Raining slash! Blow away!
Hurricane!
Raining slash! Blow away!
Hurricane!
Raining slash!
Does it hurt? First strike!
Raining slash!
Talent hurricane! Elusive deity!
Blow away!
The thorns just keep growing back. If this keeps up, then...
Please wake up, Xion! Come back to us! I'm alone. Alone? I'm completely alone.
You're wrong.
Alphen!
She thinks we left her all alone. She can't see us or hear us. All of this. It's because I pulled away from you. Because I couldn't hold on to you. Xion. But you're not alone anymore. Law's here. And Rinwell too. Kisara. And Dohaling. And so am I. Believe me when I say, you are not alone. So please, don't give up on us. We will bear your thorns together. I swear it. Xion.
Alphen! How many times do I have to tell you? Not to be so careless.
There is no more time for us to rest.
Let us finish this. I entrust this blade to you once more.
Let's go. Bull Run is waiting.
Hey, Alphen?
What is it?
While I was away,
What did you do?
I missed you.
Alphen. But after what happened because of me,
I got a glimpse of the real you. It was worth it. You could say the pain is some kind of reward.
some reward. You sure all that hurt hasn't done something to your head, too?
Hey now.
Is it just me, or are they...
It's been a while. They're just happy to see each other.
I know. I mean, it's fine.
We all express ourselves in different ways. Leave them be.
They should get a room.
Shion.
Thanks. I'll be okay. Let's go. We have to take Volron out.
Right.
Those things that came out of Shion are her thorns, right? She said they're made of dark astral energy.
She did. But those thorns are no astral art, and she cannot control them. Such immense astral energy, too. Just what are her thorns, really, I wonder? I suppose she might have an answer, but isn't yet ready to talk.
Shion.
So, the Sovereign, the Renis Alma, the fate of Lenegis 300 years ago? Yes. That is a lot to take in, isn't it? I never realized the weight of the burden you were carrying.
I could say the same.
The person you kept mistaking me for. It was Naori, wasn't it? So, what do you think? Could I be her descendant?
It seems likely. You two do look very similar.
Kidnapping Shion, mistreating slaves, and who knows what other terrible deeds. Seriously? These so-called lords just think they can do whatever they like.
I am deeply ashamed to be one of their kind.
Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean you, Dohalim.
Do you think Volron could have been behind what just happened with Shion's thorns?
I'm not sure. If it was bait he needed, kidnapping her should have sufficed. Perhaps he had some other purpose in mind.
Her thorns aside, as a hostage, surely it would have made more sense to keep her close at hand. So why did he leave her unguarded?
If getting rid of Alphen was Volron's only priority, then he could have ambushed us directly. It's not as if he lacked the power. He chose not to, which means he's toying with us, prolonging Alphen's suffering as much as he can.
But why? What does Volron specifically have against Alphen? Is it because he's leading the Danon rebellion?
Possibly. But try to see it from Volron's perspective. He'd do anything to win the crown contest, correct? Knowing that the true sovereign already exists somewhere is bound to ruffle his feathers. Have your paths crossed before, Alphen?
Only when I've been with you guys.
In the end, we just find more mysteries.
What isn't a mystery is how badly we're gonna beat this creep up once we find him.
What a simple and straightforward person you are, Law.
Way to give us a heart attack. I wasn't sure how that was gonna pan out for a while there.
I'm just glad everyone's safe. Really glad.
What about you, Shion? How are you feeling? He didn't do anything to you, did he?
The last thing I remember is being back on the ship. Back then. Seeing Alphen's pain return to him the moment he touched me. It brought me back to my childhood. The fear in people's eyes whenever they were around me. And the next thing I knew, darkness was welling up inside me. It was smothering me. I couldn't see anything anymore. I was all alone.
Shion.
You're okay now. You're safe, Shion. We're here with you. You're not alone any longer.
Thank you. Must be Volron's Imperial Guard.
They don't seem to be keeping lookout. More like they're waiting.
Oh well, the royal welcome was nice while it lasted.
Time to get our fists dirty, huh?
Wait, we don't have a plan!
As far as Law's concerned, this is the plan. Let's go!
Open your eyes! This blind loyalty is just another form of slavery.
Glory be to Volron!
That's useless. They're brainwashed. Just like the Ganon puppets we've dealt with outside.
No! Well, that didn't feel great. Those soldiers were just like the slaves, driven by a warped sense of loyalty.
Yeah, that was just about as hollow a victory as they come.
It's strange. I always thought loyalty was one of the greatest virtues out there. Now I'm not so sure. Is it simply a question of where your loyalties lie? Or is it fealty itself that's the problem?
Maybe it only becomes a problem the moment you stop thinking for yourself.
So if we defeat Volron, you think they might learn to think independently again? Actually, no. Never mind. This isn't the time. We can worry about that after we finish the task at hand and defeat Volron.
As expected, Volron's elite guards are quite formidable. Their equipment and training far exceed those of any foot soldier.
We need to be careful not to let them exhaust us before we reach Volron.
A grandiose castle for a grandiose city. You really didn't cut any corners.
They're certainly akin to each other. And yet, I'd say the castle seems even more reflective of its owner's personality.
In what way?
It feels overbearing, tyrannical almost. But more than anything, merciless. As if any pretense to ease of living was sacrificed in favor of sending a message. One of domination, and a thirst for total power. In other words, the perfect domicile for our power-crazed foe.
That's why he let us in. It's precisely the message he wanted to convey. Almost like he's mocking us.
That bastard's in the mood to play? We'll see who's laughing once we've taken him down a peg or two. Is it just me? Or is the blazing sword burning even more brightly than before?
Yeah, as if the astral energy within it has become more powerful somehow.
It would appear Alphen has learned to harness his sovereign abilities to even greater effect.
Is that true, Alphen?
I'm not sure. I don't think I'm doing anything differently.
You're not. It's proof of your strengthened bond with Xion. No further explanations needed.
Oh man, for real? Nice!
Is that true?
How am I supposed to know?
Fat lot of good the two of you are.
I may have a theory or two I could offer.
Yeah, no. I think we're good.
Now that you mention it, though, I guess I have noticed a change. It's like there isn't as much resistance when energy's being siphoned from my Master Core.
Aha! So it is a bond thing! Aw, you guys!
Wait, what about your hand? That thing practically used to give you third-degree burns every time you wielded it, right?
Kisara's got a point. And if it's gotten even hotter since then...
I won't lie. The searing heat and pain are almost unbearable. Almost. When I'm fighting, I'm somehow able to endure it. It's like the sword becomes part of me or something. Like I can feel it pulsing through my chest. I can't describe it.
In other words, your heart burns with a flame more powerful than even that of the sword. Fascinating.
Yeah, take it from our resident poet laureate.
There's certainly an abundance of water in this realm, isn't there?
Yeah, we won't have to worry about going hungry around here.
Is she saying she can get full off of just water?
Seriously, I'll fix you food while we're here. You don't have to worry.
Huh? Why are you two so concerned all of a sudden?
Xion, could we talk a moment?
Do you mind if we chat a bit?
Now there's something I never thought I'd hear you say.
Remember when we talked about what it was like for me growing up? Well, I thought it only fair that I also get to ask what you were like as a child.
My childhood? Maybe you missed the memo that was going around, but I can't remember anything of my past.
I know. Just whatever you can remember. There's gotta be something, right?
Let me think. Well, have I ever told you about my army days? Back when I used to serve under a Danan master?
Yeah, but that must have been after you were already grown up, right? Do you happen to remember anything from back when you were younger?
Actually, I remember I had a kid with me.
You had a kid?
No, of course not. The child's father was another soldier. Back in those days, we risked our lives for a master we'd never even seen. We just fought for them and didn't even question it. When that kid's dad died and I saw them sitting there crying, I felt this bitter, indescribable feeling. It was like I was drinking something toxic that I knew I shouldn't, but couldn't stop. It was strange. I never understood why I reacted like that. Soldiers died every day. It wasn't anything new.
What it tells me is that deep down, you were the same man then as you are now. You've never been able to accept injustice in the world.
If you keep talking like that, you're going to embarrass me. I wonder whatever happened to that master and poor kid. Not that there's any way of knowing now. You know, I just remembered that kid was good at sewing dolls. They gave me one once. It was a good luck charm to protect me.
Dolls?
With such a huge area to search, where should we even begin?
I believe the largest, tallest structure would be best. In castles, you'll often find the things of most import are located in such areas.
Spoken like someone who used to own one.
So where is he?
There's no sign of him here, so I can only assume he's waiting for us in his throne room.
What's with all the fake suspense? Why doesn't he just come out and face us?
I'll say. It's not like he's had any problem doing that in the past.
This is all one big game to him. He's probably savoring every last moment.
Like a Zoogle toying with its food before the kill. No wonder he doesn't have any friends.
This is all just a ploy to weaken his prey, wearing us down before the final ambush. It's all too well orchestrated to be anything else.
Alvin?
I'm fine. Once we defeat Volron, the final Master Core will be ours. With that, we can create the Renaissance and finally put an end to this whole nightmare.
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously! The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely.
Is the path being pulled up like some kind of drawbridge?
I'm guessing there's no way to kick it back down, huh?
Most likely, it's connected to a control apparatus of some sort. I suggest we search around and see what we uncover.
It'll take more than this to stop us!
Perhaps they were trying to exhaust us?
Hey, didn't we come through here earlier?
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know where we are anymore.
Everything around us looks the same. It's easy to get turned around.
There's certainly an abundance of water in this realm, isn't there?
Yeah, we won't have to worry about going hungry around here.
Is she saying she can get full off of just water?
Seriously, I'll fix you food while we're here. You don't have to worry.
Huh? Why are you two so concerned all of a sudden?
I owe you one!
Lightning orb!
Smash you!
Light escalade! Two heads! Fire there! Dance in the wind, not in your dreams!
Really owe you one.
Chinese Dance in the wind!
Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up.
Astral energy!
I'm on
You picked the wrong fight!
Where are you going? Photon dance in the wind!
Away!
Air
Come out!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Here's a healing arc!
Try harder!
First aid! Lightning raging cascade! Annihilation! Shining supernova! Photon blast! Raging cascade! Let me help!
Blew away!
I'm on it!
Raining flash!
More precision strike!
Blew away! Eat this!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Raining flash!
Armor won't save you!
Raining slash!
First aid!
Thanks!
Here I go! Raging cascade! Sleep now! Here I go! I'll be saving Magna Ray!
Blew away!
Raining
flash!
More where that came
Blew
from!
away!
Not in your dreams!
Raining
See
flash!
what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Here, let
Raining
me help!
flash!
Raging cascade!
Blew away!
In here! More for the stockpile!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Dance in the wind!
Can't get out of this!
Here! Blazer spear! Here's evil! I never miss! Here goes!
Raining flash! Eat this!
I'll finish you here and now!
Here! Now we're alone!
Blew away!
Far enough! More enough! Annihilation!
Raining flash!
Dance in the wind! Here! Here's a healing
Blew away!
arc!
Felt fine not too long ago.
Blew away! Try harder!
Here we go!
I can carve through armor!
Blew away! Raining flash!
Let me help!
Blew away!
Lightning orb! Lightning
on
here
it.
I go!
Raining flash! Blew away!
Who cares?
I've let you all down.
You'll pay for that! Raining flash! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Here's a do it!
Raining flash!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Sleeping on the ground beneath the heavens like this? Why, it's hard to complain.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? I wanted to ask you something.
I'm all ears.
How much contact did you have with the other lords back in the day?
I only saw or exchanged words with them on a handful of occasions. Not that I was particularly keen on even that much.
Almadria made it sound like the two of you had some kind of history together.
She was like that with all of the lords, not just me. She was always interested in who she could use, who had value for her own ends. Having said that, she wasn't quite so brazen back when we were still in Lenegus. In a sense, she may have been a victim of the crown contest as well.
Almadria? A victim?
To a Renin, there is no greater honor in life than being chosen to serve as a lord, let alone to go on and become the next sovereign. We are taught that from the day we leave the womb. There are few Renins who wouldn't be ecstatic at the prospect of ascending to lordship.
You were like that though, right? You've always struck me as a more grounded guy.
No sane Renin would ever dare admit that their interests lie in anything but power and prestige, even if they feel so in their heart of hearts.
The more you talk about it, the more it seems like the crown contest is nothing but misery for Renins, too.
Which is why I seek to end it. Not that I imagine Danins such as Rinwell are all that interested in hearing tales of woe such as mine. I do believe it's about time that I retire.
You're saying we should check the Owl Forest?
What is this place?
Look, over there! Looks like there's no backing out now.
Ah, the old roaring beast welcome, eh? No class.
Look sharp, everyone!
rolling out the red carpet?
Yeah, some hospitality.
Can we all concentrate on fighting this thing? Light Astro Dance in the wind! Mega Ray!
Eat this! Now you see what I can do!
I'll be saving this
Blew
one!
away!
Go for the weak point!
That's enough!
Blew away!
Hurricane!
Laser Spear! Here's evil!
What is this?
Hey, you okay?
I can still do this!
Here, let me help! Light is confiscated! Lightning!
Astral art?
That's my cue!
Take this!
Shut him down!
Dance in the wind!
Raining slash!
Feel!
Hurricane!
You picked the wrong fight!
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Hurricane!
Raining slash! Blew away!
Cool now!
Raining slash!
Anything in armor is all mine!
More where that came from! Here's a healing arc!
Blew away!
Shiny
Raining
Supernova!
slash!
Raging
Blew away!
Cascade! Hot water! Lightning! Dance in the wind! Glacial
Blew
Spear!
away!
Pierce evil!
Raining slash!
Freeze Blazer!
Raining
Armor
slash!
won't save you!
Do it!
Blew away!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a let the marksman handle this!
Blew away!
Just where you going?
Come and get it!
Raining slash!
Dance in the wind!
Blew away!
There's something in the tower!
Hey! You didn't ask for a replacement! I really owe you one. I'm on it!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Back into the fray! Gravity
Raining
field!
slash!
Can't get out of this!
Mega ray!
Blew away!
Gemini Aqua!
Blew away!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Raining slash! Blew away!
Resuscitation!
Raining slash!
Here, let me help! I still got
Blew away! Try harder!
Raging Cascade!
Blew away!
Go!
Raining slash! Blew away!
Reload! Here's a healing arc!
Raining
Raging
slash!
Cascade!
I've let you all down.
Stay away from my friend!
Here goes! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! If it's in the sky, dance in the wind! Here!
Raining slash! Burn in hell!
I'm out of ammo!
Blew away! Raining slash!
Thunder
Blew
field!
away!
Raging Cascade! I never miss!
Almost there!
Well,
In
close
here,
enough.
not in your
Take it
dreams.
away, Law.
I thought you'd never ask. No further.
Light and raging
I can carve through armor.
I can handle it.
Friend! Here's a healing in the wind!
Raining
In here!
hit charge!
I'll be saving this
Blew
one!
away! Burn in hell!
I'm on it. Come and get it.
Raining slash!
Freaking does it. Oh, you are gonna pay for that.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Raining
Here's a healing arc! I've still got some fire!
Blew away! Raining
A new lease on life!
I'm on it! Take this! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Blew away!
Here's a healing arc!
Raining slash!
What the? Now or never! Now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade.
Photon blast!
That's one of them taken care of.
Should make things easier at least.
Light accelerator dance in the wind! Sealed! More for the stockpile!
Go
Oh,
time.
violent darting wind!
I'll smash you.
Crossblade! What was I thinking?
Wait! Something's happening!
They fused together?
I'm out of ammo! And became worse by the looks of it.
Is this its true form?
In here! Here's a healing arc! Arc shield!
I felt fine not too long ago.
Thanks so much!
Blew away!
Where are you going?
You'll pay for that! This one's all mine! Blow away! You may be strong, but I'll never back down!
More of the healing arm!
You're mine!
First aid!
Raining splash!
In here!
Blow away!
Arc seal! Radiant pierce!
This should do it!
Let out fire! Pierce evil! Here's the healing arm! First aid! Radiant
Blow away!
Raging cascade!
Raining splash!
Front!
Blow away! First strike! Raining splash!
If it's in the sky, it's
Blow
mine!
away!
Thunder field! Here, let me
Raining
have
disc!
that! Dance in the
Try
wind!
harder!
Air thrust! Photon
Raining
fire!
splash! Blow away!
I never miss! Lightning confirmed!
Nothing gets by me!
First aid!
It's time! Take this!
Blow away!
Flame of fury!
Raining splash! You picked the wrong fight! First strike! Raining splash!
Searing color!
Blow away!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning
Blow away!
hurricane!
Raining
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Blow
Burning
away!
lightning raging! Here's evil!
Raining splash!
Anything in order is all
I'm sorry.
Raining splash! Blow away! Raining splash!
Here we go again!
Dragon swarm!
I've still got some fire left in me. Radiant pierce!
Time to let it
Where
rip!
that came from?
Dragon swarm!
Here's a healing arc!
Blow away!
Lightning orb!
Raining splash!
Dance in the wind! Leave now!
Blow away!
Leave the charges to me!
Radiant
Dragon!
blast!
You require a
I'm on it!
Another ammo!
Raining splash! Ignite!
Lightning first aid!
Denied!
Eat this!
It's too much!
Forward and
Raining
way!
splash!
Dance in the wind! That's like it down there! Here I go! Chinese supernova! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Blow away!
Photon
Raining splash!
Gemini Alpha!
This should do it!
Mega Thunder Field!
Smash you!
Where? Where are you going?
Talon hurricane!
Lighthouse Dance in the wind! Do it! Weak now! Kisara frozen!
Hammer!
We did it. Everyone hanging in there?
Just about. Though if we have to waste our energy on many more like that, I don't fancy our chances against Volron. We gotta try to conserve.
That sound again.
You must be worried we'll have a change of heart. He's certainly pulling out all the stops.
Alphen, I know it's hard, but we have to stay focused on moving forward.
I know.
Are you doing okay, Shion?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
We don't know what else Volron's got up his sleeve. Be careful, all right?
I'll go check and see if the coast is clear.
What is it?
Oh, it's nothing. Just wondering what that was all about.
Huh?
It's just, you don't think Shion is acting kinda weird around Alphen, do you?
Like standoffish weird? Isn't she always like that?
No, not that. I mean, since we rescued her.
Then I guess. Maybe it's the identical ancestor thing.
Maybe. I guess that could be it.
You sure you're not reading into it? What? What'd I say?
Nothing. Just forget it.
I can never win with you. You know that?
I wonder if we're getting any closer to finding Volron.
I sure hope so.
We'll find him. And when we do, there'll be hell to pay.
Hey, Kisara. Have you noticed how Shion...
Seems to be grappling with something all by herself.
Yeah, she's been acting differently around us ever since we rescued her. The same towards Alphen, too. Now that Alphen's regained his memories and his sense of pain, maybe she's become more self-conscious that she still has her thorns. In which case, it makes sense that she'd be feeling out of sorts. But I can't help but think there's something else, too.
You're wondering if there's anything you can do to help her.
Shion said something to me once. Something that helped me move forward. So I'd like to return the favor and do that for her too. The only problem is, even if I did have the chance to talk to her, I don't know what I could say that would help.
Shion's dealing with a lot right now. Maybe more than she can handle. Trying to unravel the threads of her own worries, that's challenge enough itself. Not to mention that trying to wade in blindly would probably end up making things even worse than they already are.
But how do we help her then?
For the time being, I think all we can do is be patient and keep an eye on her. That way, when she's finally ready to let us in, we'll be right there to lend her a shoulder.
I hope you're right.
This area's the grandest looking of the lot, and not a single soldier in sight.
So probably the place. This is it, everyone. We can't let Volron treat people's lives like toys any longer. We need to put an end to his tyranny here and now. Everyone ready?
Ready.
We've come this far.
Without question.
I'm nervous, but I know what needs to be done.
We've come for you, Volron!
Did you really come all this way, just so I could take you back over his dead body?
Bastard!
He dismissed them?
He must not think he needs them to defeat us.
Why have you been coming after me? Isn't it your ambition
To become the winner of the crown contest? My ambition, you say? I have no ambitions. Since the beginning, everything was mine to control. Everything, including your life. I'm happy to see you.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
A lonely, watery grave is all the burial you shall ever deserve. And yet, it wasn't without regret that I watched you sink beneath those waves. Now, I get to savor carving a life in your body myself.
So all this, kidnapping Shield, sacrificing those people, it was all just for your own sick satisfaction? To help pass the time?
I would not expect you to understand the tedium that absolute power lays upon you.
I've had it with your mad ramblings. I'm here to take you down, Volron, and free those you've enslaved!
Very well. I shall look forward to fashioning my throne from the remains of your existence. Today you will die at my hand, and I shall bask in your final desperate pleas.
Well, I look forward to disappointing you.
In here, I never miss!
First strike!
Glacial Spear!
Raining
Here's evil!
Slash!
Here's
Blow
the
away!
Wait with that!
Raining Slash! Far enough!
Lightning Condemned!
Blow away!
Take that!
Raining
Mega Ray!
Slash!
Photon Flash! Astral Energy! Take this!
He just won't stay still! If you can draw his attention, I'll pin him down.
Photon Flash! Mega Ray!
I can carve through armor!
Back into the field!
Take this!
This one's all mine!
Here, let me help. Hey! I'll fix you up. Rage
Here.
Here's a healing. Lightning Condemned. Not on my watch. Bring you back from death to bed. Raging Cascade.
Die.
Friend, dance in the wind.
Not done now! Did we get him?
Let me help.
He's open!
Let's go!
Photon Flash.
Raining
Dance
Slash!
in the wind.
Away!
Sleep now. I'll be
Dragon
saving this
Swarm!
one.
First strike!
Take this. Just wait.
Away!
Glacial Spear. Freeze Blade. Raging Cascade.
Eat this!
Here's a healing. Dance in the wind.
I'm ready! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Is that it?
What's he planning?
Now this is
This
enjoyable.
looks bad. We've got to stop him. Lightning Orb. First aid.
Away!
Here I go. One more. Radiant Spear.
Freaking does it!
Here.
Now, are you ready to entertain me? Don't disappoint me by dying just yet.
Eyes on the ground! Here it comes!
Damn it.
Don't take your attention off him either!
Raging Cascade. Reload. Out of ammo. I'll be saving this one. Ready to go! Back into the lightning orb! Dance in the wind! Mega Ray! Now! Not on my watch!
Blow away!
Here's a healing
Take
orb!
this.
Raging Cascade!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Now for the next hurricane! Air thrust! Photon!
The enemy wields art
Here's a
too.
healing orb! We'll soon see about that! Oh, it's here! Lightning Condemned! I never miss! Thunderbolt!
Just like that.
Photon! Reload! Lightning on a roll now!
Here. Now this is enjoyable.
I'm out of ammo! I'm all stuffed up! Lightning Annihilation!
Fool.
Try harder!
Take this.
Prepare to be
That's
seized.
far enough. My fight is
Looking too big for that!
What's wrong? Now, are you ready to entertain me? Don't disappoint me by dying just yet. Die.
Can't get out of this!
Take this. That's far enough.
Ready to go!
Chinese supernova! More with that number!
I can carve through armor!
Take that.
Are you far enough? That freaking does it!
Finished!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Got him!
It's all over. Volron. Now put an end to that death procession you're holding outside. Right now! You think this is over? What? Who do you think you are?
No, that's...
How can this be? If Alpin's the Sovereign, how is it possible that Volron has that crest as well?
And if Volron's the Sovereign, then what was the point of the crown contest?
After everything we witnessed, it would seem the whole thing is a ruse.
Bow before your sovereign. What the hell are you?
How sweet your ignorance must be. You resent not being the only sovereign. That's why you're after me, isn't it? There is that, I'll admit. But your grandest sin was unveiling the strength of sin. You use people as playthings. What right have you? Sin is for the weak. The powerful care only for domination.
We never asked you to rule. No one did!
What do I care? Your wants. You are but a mote of dust in the light.
Alpin!
We're taking orders from tyrants! Unleash light! Raining thrust!
Raging cascade!
Blow away!
Annihilate! In here! Lord with the stop sign!
Go again!
In here!
Raining thrust! I'll destroy you!
Save you!
Chinese supernova! Lord with that control!
I've let you all down.
Unleash lightning!
Magic is there! Here! Flame of fury!
True power!
Light out! Here goes! Far enough! Air thrust! Photon
Take
blast!
this!
Raging cascade! Prophecy!
not done
Lightning
yet!
condemned!
Here,
Let me
Blow
know
away!
Unleash! Light!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Resuscitation!
Here, let me help.
Inferno!
This should do it! No paper! No, you
I'll pick you up!
Eat this!
Recover!
Try harder!
I'm out of it! Back into the fray!
Unleash!
Law, you alright? Where are you going?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
I really
You don't get in my way! Shining Supernova! Reload!
Ready!
Go!
Here we go!
He's too fast to keep up with!
Then we'll take him together.
Rinwell! Follow my lead! Okay!
I'll provide cover.
Light asteroid!
I'm on it! Stay away from my friend! Try harder!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Raining slash!
I can't heal you forever.
This is ridiculous!
I'll smash you!
Lightning! Shining Supernova! Here goes! Take this! There!
Wretched worm! No!
Everyone together.
I'll shoot!
Down.
Sleep now! I'll be saving this one!
Wait a minute, you hear it now!
Blew away!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Know your place!
I'm on! Freeze and
Blew away!
Go!
Kneel before your sovereign! Raining slash! I'm on it! Your life will end here! He's about to attack!
Yes! We need to stop him!
Blew away! I am the true sovereign! All others shall be banished! Try harder!
Here's a healing arc!
Not my fight! You'll pay for that!
Could this be the true power of a sovereign?
What is this?
I'll bring you back from death's
Blew
abyss.
away! Raining I shall erase you! Blew away!
Mega Ray! Still got some fight left in
Raining flood! Bleed! Blew away! This one's all mine!
Bring you back from death to dance in the wind! In here! Resuscitation! I'll be saving this one!
Can't move me!
This should do it! Astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Shining Supernova!
Leave the ensnare.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Unleash lightning! You picked the wrong fight! Shall be the ruler of all things!
Glacial Spear!
I shall erase everything!
I'll smash you!
Blew away!
In here!
What's this? Blew away! Kneel
Kneel
before your sovereign!
I never miss!
Can't get out of this!
More where that came from!
Your life ends here!
Shining Supernova! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Is it over?
Yeah, I think so. There. We finally collected all of the Master Cores. So what do we do now?
It is said that bringing all the Master Cores together in one place should form the Renis Alma.
So, now we put Shion's with the rest.
With that, we can finally free her of her thorns.
Shion. What's going on? Are we missing something?
We can't be. So why isn't it?
Alphen! Behind you!
Shion, are you the maiden?
What is this? Why is this happening?
What the? The Master Cores!
Is that darkness? A Dark Master Core?
Renis Alma!
The Renis Alma. It's here.
What's going on? The Renis Alma's only supposed to consist of the 5 Danon elements.
What do you think you're doing?
She disappeared?
What in the world just happened?
Is it over?
No. It's only just begun.
A month has passed. For the time being, we decided to stay put in Ganath Haros. Even with their lord toppled, we had a long way to go before the people of Pelegion would be liberated in their hearts and minds. Lenegus hung ominously over our heads. We knew we'd need to deal with it sooner or later. We still had so many questions. The two sovereigns, the Red Woman and the Renis Alma, the present and past 300 years ago. Not to mention what happened to Volron's body after his defeat. Still, we were determined to keep fighting. I had my hands full taking care of everything. But in some ways, I was kind of grateful to be so busy.
Are you all right? You looked like you were spacing out there.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. You need something?
It's about that citizen's petition. I was coming to talk to you about it. If I'm being honest, I think the problems of this realm's Danans hit close to home for me.
Oh?
You saw how things were in Menancia? We might have put way too much faith in Dohalim, but at least we could still think independently. The people of this realm weren't even afforded that much basic dignity. I don't know what kind of future the people here are going to ultimately choose. But whatever it is they decide, I want to help do my part so they can make that decision of their own free will.
You mean like how the Danans and Renans of Menancia chose to remain committed to coexistence? It'd be nice if this was a step towards that dream.
That's another issue altogether. At the very least, I want to believe all our hard work will pay off in the end.
Yeah. I guess we can only focus on what we can do right now and take it from there.
I'm going to go on ahead. Would you mind talking to Xion for me? Once you're ready, we'll meet up at the castle entrance like usual. We can talk more there.
Right. Got it. Xion's been hanging out in the observatory a lot lately. Let's see if she's up there.
Is something going on?
Sounds like it. Kisara wants us all to meet at the castle entrance. Taking in the view again?
Yeah. Looking at the scenery helps take my mind off things.
Like what?
Being a maiden. Whether I really am a descendant of Naori. Those kinds of things.
So, are you mad at me?
For what?
I destroyed the Renis Alma. Right as you were about to get rid of your thorns forever.
Why did you destroy it?
When I saw it appear in front of me, it reminded me of what happened back on Lenegus. And the rest was... it was all just a blur. I'm sorry.
It must have been a pretty terrible memory. Besides, we don't know that the Renis Alma actually was destroyed. For all we know, it might have disappeared with that red woman.
If so, then why are
Don't.
you...
It's okay. You brought me back. You got me away from Volron. That's enough for now. Let's get going. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
Kisara said she wanted everyone to meet at the castle entrance. Hey, Xion.
Don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But if you come any closer, you'll only end up getting hurt.
Because of your thorns, you mean? Trust me, I've endured...
No, that's not it. You don't understand. Never mind. Sorry, just forget I said anything, okay?
If it isn't your thorns, does that mean there's something else?
It's just... It's nothing, really, okay? So you can stop asking me.
Okay. In that case, I'll see you up ahead, okay?
Oh, it's you two. I suppose that makes me the last one, then.
We better get a move on, or else we'll never hear the end of it from Kisara.
Right you are. A month has passed since we vanquished Volron. I would have thought that the Renans on Lenegis would have made their move by now. Yet they still remain as silent as ever. We have no idea what happened to Volron's body, nor its whereabouts. The Red Woman also has yet to reappear, for that matter. And contrary to what I had heard, when the Renis Alma formed, not 5, but 6 elements were present, with darkness constituting the 6th and final Master Core. Were either of you aware of this?
You mean about the Renis Alma? Of course not.
Same. I had no idea a Darkness Master Core even existed.
What about Shion's maiden powers?
No. That was the first I learned about that, too. Or anything about having that power.
Me too. I remember thinking the same thing.
What could it all mean, I wonder? There are so many questions with too few answers, particularly when it comes to that Red Woman and her abilities.
Were it any other ability that used astral energy, I'd say it was an astral art. But hers was different.
Speaking of astral energy, we also mustn't forget that while the other Master Cores disappeared when forming the Renis Alma, for some reason the Fire Master Core remained. It may well have been the work of your maidenly powers. Alphen, are you still able to wield the blazing sword as before?
For now, at least. That Renis Alma sucked most of the energy out of the Fire Master Core, but it still has enough for me to use the sword.
And the sword is safe inside of me for the time being.
Good. At least that's one thing we needn't concern ourselves over.
You can say that again. We have more than enough to deal with as it is. Let's go.
Hey, wait up!
I heard we are all to meet at the castle entrance.
This is Ganya, who has a problem he needs help with. I was just about to ask him what that problem is.
All right, then. Well, tell us what's on your mind, Ganya.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Where are your rations? Did you not get yours?
I did.
Are they not enough?
No, I have enough.
Then what's the problem?
Alphen, you have to remember, these people aren't used to responding so quickly. Be slow and gentle with him.
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry about that. So you have your rations, and it's enough food, but there's still something wrong with them. What is it exactly?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got that part.
Do your rations taste bad?
I don't know.
What's that supposed to mean?
I haven't eaten them, so I don't know how they taste.
Wait, if you're not eating them, then what are you doing with them?
Bringing them into the castle.
What? Why? Wait, back up. Are others doing this? Who told you to bring your rations in?
Everyone in my group is doing it. I don't know who told us to do it. They only said to bring the rations into the castle.
I'm guessing none of us told them to do it, or else we'd know, right?
I was afraid that something like this might happen. The people in this capital are slowly regaining their own wills, but not everybody is getting them back at the same rate.
Are you saying someone who got their will back sooner might be taking rations from other people? If so, that's a serious problem.
Definitely. This is something we can't ignore. We need to investigate the castle.
It seems like the people here still tend to blindly follow any orders they're given.
It's a reflex that was quite literally beaten into them. Undoing it will take some time.
I know it's not their fault they're like that, but it's still irritating to deal with.
Hey, remind me, just what exactly are we all doing here?
What do you mean? We're helping people, aren't we?
Could have fooled me. Lately, it feels like everything we're doing ends up half-baked. We liberated the people of Pelegion, but their hearts and minds are no less under the yoke than the day we found them. As for Volron's cronies, we have no idea where they scampered off to.
You think I don't already know all that? We're doing everything we can, aren't we? We didn't choose to get stuck here. Sometimes you have to play the hand you're dealt. Besides, you've seen all the same things I have. You know as well as I do that deposing the lords alone won't solve all the world's problems.
Rinwell's right. We've gotten this far, haven't we? We can't just leave things unfinished now.
I guess? I mean, I didn't think we'd be singing around the campfire as soon as the wall came down, but still.
The fight isn't over just yet. At least not while Lenegis remains a threat.
I'm just sick of all this waiting. If they're gonna invade, why don't they get a move on already?
Stop that! Don't you think we've got enough problems as it is without you tempting fate? Spot something?
Oh, no. Just wondering if I could see any armored guards.
Armored guards? You mean Volron's soldiers?
The moment we defeated their lord, all those guys bolted out of there. And not just out of the castle either. The city, too. For better or worse, it was the guards who looked after the city's Danans. Without them, making Pelegion half-habitable again has been one big headache.
It's not like they were on their last legs. They could have chosen to stay and fight, but instead they ran away and disappeared without a trace.
But without a lord to follow, they can't have any place to go. Unless... You don't think they went to Lenegis, do you?
It's not completely out of the question. Though I'd say it's more likely they're biding their time somewhere, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike back at us.
The people here in Pelegion are nowhere near ready to defend themselves. Great. Another headache to worry about. Is it just me, or was today's dinner a little low on salt?
I felt that it was seasoned perfectly, so as to bring out the flavor of the ingredients.
Last taste buds are still like a kid's, so if his food isn't rich enough, I bet he doesn't feel like he's eaten anything at all.
Don't make fun of me! We all need salt in order to survive!
He has a point. You do lose stamina if you don't get enough salt in your body.
Yeah, I remember seeing people trying to lick the rocks back in Calaglia.
What? Why would anybody do that?
Sometimes you can find rocks out there that taste salty. They used to say it was because of all the tears we slaves shed.
Most likely, that was actually rock salt that they found. When our provisions ran low, Miguel would often bring some back for us to use. At the time, we used it because it's all we had. But now there's something hearty about rock salt I like. Even more than table salt.
Is it possible, perhaps, to find any rock salt in these parts?
It is. You have to know what you're looking for, but when I find any, I always break some up to refill our supply. The flavor even changes depending on what kind of terrain it comes from. Sometimes I end up collecting more than we need, just in case we like it.
Wow, Kisara's really serious about her salt.
You can always count on Kisara to be earnest. That's why we have to do our part and not add any more to her burden.
Very well.
Well,
Hey,
Pardon me.
What the hell? Do these guys not realize who we are?
doesn't seem that way. I must think we're just damning from the town.
whatever's going on, these are Volron soldiers. Watch yourself.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Here! My astral energy!
Your arts are really incredible.
It's thanks to you I can use them.
And I promise I'll always be here.
Yeah.
Hey.
You don't say. Well?
How?
Oh, wow!
So then,
I can't believe how quickly you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dohalim.
actually, they were abiding Renan hierarchy, not me personally.
Well, either way, it solved the problem, and that's what counts.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Ganath Haros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Danans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Danans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it. They killed us. Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die! Every last one of them!
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Danans, too. Because at the end of the day, At the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganath Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen, but treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegus aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dana.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Danans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
When you think about it, thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good, happy things for one.
Maybe so. But I'll still take that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.
Where are you going?
Since when do I need your permission to move around?
I wasn't saying that you do. Though I'm not sure why you're biting my head off about it either.
Oh, that's so typical of you. How can you be so relaxed about all this? At this very moment, the enemy is doing who knows what behind the scenes. And yet we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs in Ganath Haros.
I know that, but our hands are tied right now. What do you want me to do? And what's gotten into you anyway? Is there something you want to say to me, Shion?
Look, you're right. Forget I said anything.
If I said something to hurt you, I'm sorry. But I honestly don't know what I said to upset you so much. I really wish you would tell me.
You don't need to apologize. You didn't say anything. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Not really.
Then why?
Please just drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. If that's what you want, I won't push any further.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
Something's eating at you again, huh?
I don't know if I would say that. I mean... Actually, I guess I do have one or two things on my mind. My people, we lived in hiding, so we never really experienced the full extent of Renan oppression. Not directly, anyway. After Almadria killed my mother and father, though, I guess that's when I started hating them so much. The Renans, I mean. But then I think of all those people who were born into slavery. The ones who never even got angry in the first place because it was all they ever knew.
I hear you. Every city we've been to, it's the resistance that gets labeled the troublemakers for having the guts to do the right thing.
When it comes down to it, sometimes I wonder which of us really has the better way.
You can't let your anger eat away at you, Rinwell. But then again, losing your parents that way... Hell, who could really blame you for it if you did? I guess what I'm trying to say is... sorry. Hell, it's hard putting this stuff into words.
No, I get it. You're saying that grief and anger are different than hatred. I never thought of it like that. But hearing you say it, it makes sense. Thanks, Law.
You're welcome?
Simply marvelous. I'll never tire of admiring this relic.
This looks so good. I almost want to have it all to myself.
That's your 12th serving.
Damn, that's gotta be a record.
Even seeing it for myself, I can hardly believe it. Where is her body storing it all?
Oh, have you guys already had enough? Did you not like what I fixed?
No, it's just...
We're just amazed at how much you can wolf down.
Doesn't it hurt even a little? Aren't you feeling heartburn or something?
Oh, this is nothing. You know what they say, you always have more room for dinner.
I'm pretty sure that's what they say about dessert, actually.
Plus, this is Gnocchi we're talking about. That stuff just sits in your stomach.
I swear I'll never understand you Renans.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
Hey, do you have time to talk? There's something I need to ask you.
Of course. What's up?
It's about the doll I used to have as a little girl. I gave it some more thought, and I still don't remember actually receiving it from anyone.
You were so little. I don't think it's that surprising you've forgotten, is it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. That doll was so old, I'm starting to think I just always had it with me from the start. I know that it's extremely unlikely, but after last time we talked, it got me thinking. Maybe you brought the doll that child made with you to Lenegis.
I couldn't be.
Are you saying you didn't? Look, logically speaking, I know it's a lot more likely that you didn't bring it with you than you did. But you can't say for sure you didn't, right? Crazier things have happened. I always thought I'd be alone, only to end up meeting you, and Law, and Rinwell, and Kisara, and Dohalim. Sometimes things happen in life that we never thought possible.
You make a good point. I left everyone and everything I knew behind 300 years ago. But now, I'm not so alone anymore.
Exactly. You crossed all those centuries to find all of us, so...
Why can't a little doll have made the same jump too?
Right? Look, it's up to you to decide if there's any meaning behind all of this. But I choose to think there is.
Yeah, I think so too. There's something beautiful about the whole thing that simply can't be denied.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret things.
It's a duel of the arts! That's for you! That's for you! Going free!
Get me to sit still!
Xion, can you take care of them?
Leave an enemy armed to me.
No complaints here!
Burning
Flash! I'm on it! Blow away! You're mine!
It looks like you got this one
Burning
covered.
Flash!
Healing arm. Thunder field. Whoa, hey, one at a time.
I'm on it! I'll run you through!
It's weakened.
I'll take you all of
This ends now!
Raging cascade. Here's a healing
Blow
breath.
away! Burning Flash! Blow away!
Smash you. Here.
Burning Flash!
Not in your dreams. Here's a healing breath.
This is what real pain feels like?
More with that heat blast from death. Lightning condemned. Thunder blade. Resuscitation. Here, let me help.
Not
Eat this.
Burning
This will come
Flash!
in handy.
Blow away!
Eat this.
Burning Flash!
Mega ray. I'm all soaked
Blow
up.
away!
Mega ray. Photon flash.
I'll run you through! Blow
Here,
away!
let me help. Photon flash.
Burning
First
Flash!
aid. Just what I need.
Here
Here
it
is the
goes.
wind. Go.
Burning
Here,
Flash!
Mega ray.
Blow away!
Blah, blah, blah. That's thunder blade.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Blow away!
Reload.
The flame inside me yearns to be let
Blaze
free!
of fear. Pierce the
Ignite!
Ready and thunder blade.
Blow
Freeze
away!
lancer.
Burning Flash! Blow away!
Radiant heal. I'm on it. Sleep now. Take over. Radiant heal. Shining supernova. It's alright. Here's the healing out time.
Blow away!
Blah blah blah. That's field.
Blow away!
Alright.
Burning
Here, let me help. Lightning orb. Alright.
Burning
It's
Flash!
showtime.
Blow away! Burning Flash!
Magic is the power of water. Here's a healing arm. First aid. Here goes. Here I go.
Burning
Mega ray.
Dragon Swarm!
Here, let me help. Here. Here's a
Blow
healing
away!
arm. First
Dragon
aid.
Swarm!
Glacial spear. One at a time. Prototype field.
Blow away! Blow away! It's finished!
Let's do it.
Flash!
Glacial spear.
Blow away!
Here's the evil. Light
The
aspect.
flame
Smash
inside
you.
me yearns
Freeze
to be let free!
You see what happened
there as you crossed me.
Shouldn't have done that. Blow away!
Lightning
I'm on
condemned.
Burning Flash! I'll run you through! Blow away!
By the power of water. Dance in the wind. Feel.
Try harder!
Lightning
Blow
orb.
away!
All right.
Burning
Fire
Flash!
time.
Not today!
Breath.
Blow away! Big Flash!
Here's a healing arm. Lightning raging cascade.
Strike!
Field.
Blow away!
Let's get you all tucked away.
Far enough!
Dance in the wind.
Can't get out of this!
In here.
Blow away! Blow away!
Got it.
Burning
Now
Flash!
right there. Field.
Blow away!
Whoa. Hey. One at a time. Breath.
Blow away! Burning Flash! Blow away!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Burning Flash!
Sorry.
I owe you one.
Blow away! Blow away!
I'm almost impressed.
High praise coming from you.
I said almost. Don't get carried away.
Burning
Ready to go. I'll bring you back
Blow
from
away.
this abyss.
Burning Flash! Blow away!
Talon
Blow
hurricane.
away!
Resuscitation.
There!
I've still got
Good job! Try harder! Not today!
And that freaking not
Here.
fighting.
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful. With the blazing sword and with my thorns.
Xion.
Let's go!
In a bind?
Blow away! Blow away! Burning
Sealed. Here goes.
I'm on it!
No more playing nice.
You're done! Big blow away!
Far enough.
Take this! Blow away!
Now you see what I can do!
I'm on it! I'll run you through!
It's time to finish this. Die. Consuming wildfire. Here's a healing
I'm
arm.
on it!
Now.
Kisara!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Here's a healing art! First aid!
What?
What's that noise?
Alfred, this is bad! Look at the sky!
Huh?
What's happening to Rena and Lenegis?
It looks like Lenegis is transforming? But into what? What's going on?
How the hell are we supposed to fight the Renans if they're packing that kind of arsenal?
It seems they've broken their silence at last. My concern is that object they've dropped into the water. It's as if they're driving a literal wedge into Dana.
Not just into Dana, but her own resistance, too. And what's with that beam of light coming down from above? Got any idea what that could be?
Astral energy.
Are you serious? All of that is astral energy? But that...
It's a lot for sure. Not even all the astral energy harvested by every lord combined compares to that column.
They're trying to squeeze every last bit of energy out of the planet.
But why? I thought they only needed to harvest astral energy as part of the crown contest.
Who cares? If we don't stop it now, the whole of Dana is going to be hollowed into oblivion.
Oblivion.
Do you think that red woman is behind this?
It certainly wouldn't surprise me. Just as the Sovereign, the Maiden, and all 5 Master Cores are gathered in one location, she appears out of nowhere bearing a 6th core. She then forces the 2 of you to help her assemble the Renis Alma. Just what kind of person is this woman?
You mean you don't know her?
Pardon?
She was there at your palace, wasn't she? I figured you knew who she was.
Are you saying I should be familiar with this woman?
Well, sure. I remember seeing her with you back at Adelina Palace several times. Everyone in the guard always wondered who she was.
Now that you mention it, I remember seeing her with Balsif, too. You saw her, right, Shion? Shion?
Oh, sorry, I drifted off. As far as I remember, the first time I saw her was when we ran into her in Pelegion.
Seriously? How could you two not notice her before? She sticks out like a sore thumb.
I guess I always figured she kept an eye on the lords for the Renin top brass.
You're sure you don't remember ever seeing her before?
I'm certain of it. My memory has never failed me.
But if it's not that, then...
We'll get to the bottom of this later. Right now, that wedge is a bigger concern.
Well, what are we gonna do then? We're not gonna be able to leave Ganath Haros until we come up with a plan, right?
Cyslodia lies beyond the northern mountain range.
Yeah, but we haven't found a single route through those mountains while we've been here. And we haven't gotten clues from any of the freed locals either.
Surely there must be a way through. This realm can't have been completely isolated from the rest of the outside world for 300 years. Volron may have simply sealed and hidden it.
Okay, then let's try asking the townspeople again if they know anything. Who knows? We might have missed something the first time around.
Sounds good to me. Better that than trying to build a boat from scratch. Let's start searching.
That must be Rena's true power.
I imagined there would be something, but not to this extent.
What's gonna happen now?
We ask around. Let's do what we can.
Hey, when that wedge dropped down on Dana, did anyone else see any weird lights shoot out with it?
Indeed. As I recall, it was 4 lights, each one a different color and going in a separate direction.
That's what I saw too. What were they?
Hold on. A lot just happened here, so let's take a minute. For now, let's focus on one thing at a time.
I bet the whole of Dana's losing its mind right about now.
And just when we'd finished liberating all the realms. So much for things getting somewhere close to normal.
It's too calculated. As if whoever's behind all this was watching us.
The people of Pelegion seem pretty unfazed given the circumstances.
They've yet to get the full range of their emotions back. Maybe it's for the best. Can you imagine the panic otherwise?
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to leave, that's for sure.
Whatever Lennigus is planning, it's a fair bet this wedge they've sent down is just the beginning.
Even now, they're stealing away Dana's astral energy as we speak. Come on. We don't have much time.
Where are these Forland Mountains exactly?
Those are the mountains you encounter if you walk deep enough into the Lavtu marshlands.
I don't remember there being any sort of path like that around there.
It's possible we overlooked something before. It wouldn't hurt to look again.
Perhaps you shouldn't have gotten your hopes up.
I felt moved by people whose love transcended the boundaries of race. I wanted to hope.
I can see why you'd feel that way, I suppose.
Hello. I see. Oh.
Oh?
I see.
Yeah.
But why Volron's whereabouts? Don't they know where their own sovereign is?
Considering we've come across him the world over, he's likely been operating on his own for a while now.
Maybe even his own subordinates were just toys to him.
Think we could take that one?
Well, if you're... I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey, when did I get so popular?
That fucking is driving me mad!
Where are you going? Go for the weak point! Your dreams!
Can't get out of this!
In here! They're all coming after me!
I'm coming, Linwell.
I'm not scared! I'm totally fine!
Ignite!
I'll cover you! Here's a healing arm! Sweet now!
It's finished!
Let's do it! I'm not finished! Shining supernova! Let's go!
Take this!
Now we get on through! Get on in there with the others! I'm on it!
It's too much!
Here's a healing arm!
The earth dropped in pain.
Raining slash! Blow away! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Coming through!
Raining slash! Dragon form!
Here, let me help. Sweet now. I'll be safe.
Try harder!
Here's a healing arm.
I'm on it! Raining slash!
What is this? Hey, you okay?
I can still do this!
More projectiles. Lightning
Try harder! Dragon form!
Now.
I wish I could blow like you, Law.
You wish to learn my secrets, young Nelson?
Please, teach me the art of defense.
You want Grandmaster Kisara for that.
Here's a healing arm.
Save you! Not done yet!
First aid.
First dragon form! I'll work it through!
Watch it. Spread. Blah, blah, blah. Air thrust.
Dragon form! We can't lay a finger on him.
I prefer it that way.
What about you?
Just watch and see.
Dance in the wind. First aid. Journey to end. Reload. I'm all stuffed up.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope that was included.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Here, let me help.
I really owe you one. Eat this!
Burning slash! Eat dirt!
Sleep now.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Move away!
Burning armor won't save you.
Move away!
Here goes and weep. Feel. Here's a healing art pile.
There you go.
All right.
I feel like me again.
Burning slash!
Through
Move away! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Lightning condemned! First aid! I can use it all day! You're done! Lightning! Vortex!
Burning slash!
Lightning
Move
arm!
away!
The enemy is going all out! Not on my watch!
Blow away!
Dance in the wind!
Can't end here!
Let's get you all tucked away!
I'm on!
Here goes! Resuscitate! Let's go! I'm all stocked up! Right! Here! Loud up, lad! Let the marksman handle this! You get the gist!
Burning slash! Blow away! Burning
Resuscitation!
slash!
One more! Thunderbolt! Here, let me help!
Burning slash!
First aid!
That's right! Burning slash!
Burning strike! Dance in the wind! Spear! Here's the Let's get you out of the way! Here goes!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
One at a time!
Blow away!
Eat this! Lightning orb!
Burning slash!
Got it!
Blow
Now's our chance!
No! Can't end here!
More for the stockpile!
I'll smash you!
Here goes! I can't heal you forever! Here's a healing art! Thunderblade! Here, let me help!
Try harder!
So much for sitting this fight out.
Here comes burning fist!
This is what real pain feels like?
I'll be saving this one! Thunder! Reload! I'll bring you back from death to this! Thunderblade!
You require help.
Steering reload! I'm out of ammo!
Burning slash!
Not in your dreams!
Blow away!
Raging cascade!
In a bind?
Resuscitation! Raging cascade! Here, let me help.
I'm almost impressed.
Now.
High praise coming from you.
I said almost. Don't get carried
Blow
away.
away!
Lightning condemned!
Burning slash!
Thunderblade! Now something ready! Here!
Talon Hurricane!
Laser spear! Pierce evil! Thunderblade!
You picked the wrong fight!
Freeze Lancer! Eat this!
Talon Hurricane!
This one's mine!
Blow away!
Raging cascade!
It's weakened.
Blow away! This ain't no!
Here!
Burning slash!
Another ammo!
Eat this! I'll run you through! I'm just
They're not playing around!
Try harder!
Flame of Fury! Burning strike!
Glacial spear.
Pierce evil! Right, watch out!
Can't move!
Now!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
You sure you still want to press forward? If something happened to you,